Hello, 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 and we are live on the traditional Sunday stream with me here, Ryan Kinel, RK Outpost, talking to you guys right here after the afternoon Sunday football games, before the night games, give everybody a little break. They get to relax from it. And man, I am excited that everyone's here. And I'm especially excited for who's with me today, Miss Mary Mayhem. How are you, Mary?
Hi, guys. I'm pretty good. What's up?
Well, they didn't answer you, but I will answer you. I am doing fantastic. We've got people rolling into chat right now. We already have a super chat. Thomas, who is just an awesome guy. Thomas Gilkey, $5. Thank you, Thomas. And, you know, I'm actually going to be going on a stream Thomas is doing on Tuesday. Thomas is doing a stream all about mental health. And, you know, Thomas always gets into these really deep topics. And he, you know, a lot of discussion that you don't often see, at least on this corner of YouTube. So we're going to be talking about mental health, and I'm really looking forward to it. Not necessarily a comfortable topic for everybody, but one that definitely needs to be talked about. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Thomas. But let's say hi. Let's see who's with us today. We're going to be talking. It's kind of a little chill stream today. I had kind of a long stream Friday night. So this one will probably be maybe about an hour and a half. We'll just talk about some of the things that went down this week. Talk a little Star Wars, talk the Joker movie, which is absolutely killing it in the box office. But let's let everybody roll in and we'll say hi to chat. There were a couple people, my Streamlabs comments don't go back, or StreamYard's comments don't go back that far, but I saw Benzo and the Senate in here earlier. I know Jonathan Cortez was in here earlier, but we have Anixis Films. Ryan is eating up all of my free time. Well, I have been a lot of places lately, whether it's been on this channel or over on Matt Wilkins' channel or Lethal Lightning's channel. But I'm glad to see you everywhere, man. What an ass, what a bitch, what a cuck. I can't see that, but I know that it was a clown, which matches his Facebook profile. So thanks for being here. One of your patrons, Mary, if I'm not mistaken.
Ryan S. Oh, yes. And what an ass. And actually, I see a few of my patrons in the chat. So hi, guys.
Awesome. We've got Sporky News. Hail Sporky News. Jalapeno Milk. Jalo.
That freaking picture cracks me up so bad. Is that not bizarre?
It's a picture of a horse with a dog's mouth, I believe, which is interesting. And then, oh, look, we've got Mary Mayhem in chat too. Thanks for being here, Mary. Heyo.
What is up?
Waiting on Ryan. Thomas, I know I was like a minute late. I'm always late, but I try to do my best for you, Thomas. CCCCCCC28. Hi, what's going on?
I think you missed some C's there.
Oh, well, I mean, I was close. Ryan S. Hi, Ryan S. I know he's also a patron of Mary Mayhem's. All your patrons coming and supporting me. It's awesome. Callum, boop, can't watch, but I'll drop a like. Thank you, Callum. Callum is on the other side of the world in Australia, so I have no idea what time it is there. Have a fun one, and love you, Mary. Look at that.
Hi, Callum.
Callum actually did an interview with Mary focusing on like her like new adventures in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. So we'll get a little into that today, probably talking, not too much because I don't want to spoil what Callum's got going forward. But that should be premiering later. And we've got the Senate, the Senate who needs another new Twitter account because he keeps getting suspended because all his dank memes. Bionic Belly Buttons here, Sporky News Podcast. Hail. Absolutely. He is getting that steady growth. Yeah, Sporky News is doing great. More Ryan S. You only have 9 people, Ryan. Mary usually averages 100 by now. I know. I really need to get on Mary's level. Ugh. I need to get on Mary's level.
Ryan's just looking out. Worried about it.
Everybody's saying hi to everybody else. Jack JW Productions. Hi, Ryan. Hey, Jack. What's going on, man?
Congrats to you on 100 followers, dude. I saw that earlier, and I shot you a follow. Congrats, man.
That's true. Michael Brandt, are you excited for the new CW Christ on Infinite Earths that's going to come out? Lucifer's Morningstar gonna be it. I got to be honest, no. I invested a lot of time into the Arrowverse. I liked it and followed it for a long time, and eventually it just got too much for me. Once Arrow started becoming a guest star on his own show, Flash became kind of about Iris West. Supergirl came so heavily into pushing identity politics. I kind of just got out of it. So I know there's going to be a lot of cool things happening, a lot of people coming back, but I may watch if there's enough interest from people on the channel that want me to cover it, but I'm not really looking forward to it. It's cool what they're doing, bringing so many people back. Linda Carter's going to be back. Brendan Routh's going to be playing Superman. But yeah, what do you think, Mary? Are you excited for that at all?
I'm just don't watch much TV like at all. Most of my stuff gears towards movies and you know, whatever's on the big screen. So
Yeah, that's true.
Netflix occasionally.
The Senate says SpongeBob got called racist. What has society come to, Ryan? I know. We live in a society that thinks SpongeBob is all about white supremacy. So yeah. Tiger One. Hi, Ryan. Hey, what's up? Joseph Kaysen, what's up, brother man? What's going on? I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. My Bears didn't play this week, so I didn't have to watch them lose, which is always nice. Senate was 5 hours early. You're late. Well, when you came here, you saw that it was 5 hours away, but I'm glad you're here supporting anyway, man. Thank you. Oh, and hi, Mary from Joseph.
What's up, man? Nice to see you.
Boy, Joker is wrecking the box office. That is not a lie. We're going to be talking about that later. Ryan S. Ryan, I've started to become a fan of yours. Well, thank you, Ryan. You got a good name, so I appreciate you coming by. And we spell it the right way, not like a certain director of The Last Jedi. Like
certain round-headed guy that we would all like to punt across a fence.
Exactly. Tommy's here. What's up, Tommy? Ryan Bush, only good CW seasons. Flash season 1. Flash is good the first 2 seasons. I thought Arrow, a couple of first seasons were good. Those ones with Deathstroke were freaking awesome. But yeah, for sure. Senate says he's going to watch a crossover, even though he stopped watching a while ago. Nancy Drew's going to be getting CW. What?
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that as well. Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know that. That is very interesting. But that's Deathstroke animated series. They do some cool animated stuff there. But yeah, Stieg. Hi, Mary and Ryan. Hope both of you are well. Well, I am doing well. We talked to Stieg not too long ago in a hangout. We were having some fun doing a Star Wars RPG. It was a blast. So thanks for being here, Stieg. I don't know.
Beast Game Master. He really is. You can try. That's his favorite thing to say is you can try.
He definitely makes me think about what you're doing when he says that. But yeah, I almost died. So that wasn't necessarily great. One shot, that's all it took. My poor Mandalorian. Let's see. Chief Eddie's in chat. What's up, man? Hey, Ryan, how was that London game? Well, Jack's a Raiders fan. I'm a Bears fan. And the crappy team known as the Raiders beat my Bears, who had their backup quarterback. So, yeah, it didn't go great. Ryan, that's true. Ryan Bush says, we Ryans need to stick together. I wholeheartedly agree. The ones that have this right spelling, for sure. Sporky News, loving your EU vids. Thanks, man. I need to get on that more. I've been really busy lately. I need to get something up for G&G, and I need to get some more stuff on my own channel. They take a while to make sometimes, but I do really enjoy doing them. The sponge is yellow. My Dolphins probably lost. They did. Heartbreaker for them. Flash season 1. Me too. Finale did make me cry as well. That show actually has made me very emotional at times. I think it was great.
You cried? You cried?
A little bit. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Well, at least you shouldn't call me a pussy or something. So that's good.
Essentially what I just did, but you know.
Look at this. What is this? Ryan's RK Outpost. We are all Ryans down here.
You have a parody.
That is good. That's the picture of me. That is nice. I think I have an idea of who that is, if I had to guess. For the EU Book Club, do I have to read all the Thrawn trilogy? Just Heir to the Empire. In 2 weeks, we're going to be doing that big stream. If you want to read ahead, that's fine, because we're going to read the rest of it too. But just Heir to the Empire is all you need to get done for October 26th, which seems like forever away. But yeah.
I'm excited, man. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I love that you skipped Jack's comment.
Oh, the only reason Ryan gets subs is because of Mary Mayhem. That may be true. That may be very true.
It's not true. Ryan's doing a great job over here, and he's really working very hard on his channel. We're all super proud of Ryan coming in and busting up the joint and taking names and kicking asses, or kicking asses and taking names, or however you say that. So yeah,
something like that. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate the kind words.
So do I. It was very funny and very sweet.
We've got waffles in here. I got a waffle shirt, actually. I should probably wear that on the next G&G live stream I'm on. Ryan cried, LOL, what a biatch. Yes. Thanks.
Gay.
Yeah. Stieg, both of them only get subs because of me. Yeah, I believe that, Stieg.
True. Executive producer, Stieg Knebby.
This is a damn lie. Ryan loves candy corn. That is a lie. We all know that's a lie, so stop spreading that kind of crap. Oh my goodness.
Nana from heaven. I guess it's just to make him uncomfortable.
Sporky News, I made a Justice for Anas video. Star Trek Discovery apologist. Yeah, so you've been arguing with Jason Blumenthal or Jason Youngbluth? Jason Youngbluth. Don't engage with that dude. That'd be my recommendation. Just saying. I've seen him around a long time in Comicsgate and stuff like that. I haven't seen him too much in Phantom Menace stuff, but yeah, don't engage. Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. It's always good to see you. Yeah. All right. Wait, one more thing. Speaking of gay, the Cowboys lost to the Jets. Yeah, that's true. Rhino Sith, what's up, man? He's got the Dolphins there. Has poor Dolphins. Heartbreaking loss. All right. So let's get into a couple things. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this live stream was to talk about some of the updates to the channel that I have going on. So I've been working over this weekend. A couple people helped me out a lot. Mary being one of them, helped me get it set up. And then Branster, that's for Star Wars Lounge. He helped me a lot getting Discord and stuff set up. So I have two things. I do have a Discord now. My Discord, it's in the description below. That should be a link that's good to it. I can probably do this real quick. I will copy it and get a link in chat right here. Yeah, finally, everyone's saying finally. Boom. So there is the Discord. I just put it in chat. It's also in the description if you guys want to find it that way. But yeah, I haven't used Discord that much, but a lot of people have been asking for it, so I want to do it. I know Lethal Lightning has an awesome Discord. A Wild Senate has appeared in my Discord. There we go. So it's a little bare bones right now, but hopefully we can all have a good time. It's not as wild. It's not as wild as Lethal Lightning's Discord, but it should be fun, guys.
Few things are wild as Lethal Lightning's anything. So
that's true. Mary, are you familiar with Discord at all?
I do not really mess with Discord very much, just to be honest with you. It's just a few times when Mecca invites me onto her game nights, then I'm like, okay, we'll traverse Discord just a little bit. I'll doggy paddle out into the shallow end and be like, please throw me a link. I don't know what I'm doing. Invite me in, and then but for the most part, no. But look, it seems like everybody's convening over on Discord, so maybe I'll paddle out a little further into the waters and see what's going on. We'll see. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. A bunch of people have just joined. The notification went by so quick, I didn't even see it, but a bunch of people are coming in, which is really cool. So yeah, so I have a Discord. Demogenize in chat. What's up, man?
The D in my genie. The D in my genie. I love Demogenize.
Yeah. Another thing that's going on today that I just got finalized and put up there, and it's brand new. It took a while. I didn't make this for a while because I didn't know exactly what I was gonna do. But a lot of people have asked about it, so I decided to go ahead and do it. I'll put the link in chat right now. And it is for Patreon. I just started a Patreon. So if anyone would like to go over there and support me, I would greatly appreciate it. there's some cool perks, at least I think are cool. There's some Discord roles. You can have access to some unlisted videos, so like vlogs and stuff that I'll be doing, probably doing some car videos. You can also, there's a tier where you can help suggest videos for me to do, whether they be expanded universe videos or something else. And then at the top tier, you can join me for a live stream, once a month for the discussions for the topic that you want to talk about. I have no anticipation of who may be interested in that, but it is out there. I would really appreciate it. I'll go pull up the page right now. We can probably look at it. Let's see here. Let's share my screen. Ryan S says, I hate car videos. Well, they don't have to be car videos, but some of them probably will be. So I'll share my screen right there. Here it is. So it's at just patreon.com/RKOutpost. I am creating YouTube videos. That's true. And I just say a little bit about myself. You guys are here. You already know who I am and what I do. One of the reasons I'm starting is because I do not have the best equipment. I'm running everything off basically like a 10-year-old laptop. So eventually I would like to upgrade that and, give me the ability to, do more. Tommy says, better watch for that copyright. Well, I don't know what copyright. I hope I'm not going to get copyright.
Car video.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But we got a couple different tiers, for just $1. You can have a shout out at the end of every one of my videos. And then access to the supporter text and voice chat on Discord. We've got Padawan, who you'll get a verbal shout out at the end of every live stream I do, as well as your name and link to your social media accounts and stuff. And then access to those unlisted videos. The night level, the Jedi Knight level. That's where you get the suggestions to do one of my videos that I'm going to make, as well as the VIP text and voice chat on Discord. And then the master, and that's the live stream one. So I have no idea if anybody will have any desire to check that out. But if you do, I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate every single person who's in chat and every person who sends me super chats or comments on my videos or subscribes or anything. So I do really appreciate you guys. And yeah, if you're interested, please check it out. And then I also look at this new logo I got. It was the thumbnail to this. I'm so excited about this. Someone made this for me that I know IRL. And I was just like blown away. I'd never think that I would have a logo. I don't know if that makes sense. Mary, does that make sense to you?
No,
you don't really think
it's quite exciting, especially, and that's your outline, right? So I'm assuming
that is my outline. You are correct, Mary. Very
nice. It looks great. Looks fantastic. Yeah, you have your own logo. Woohoo!
I do. It's weird. It is really weird, but hey, I've got one now, so that's that, I suppose. But yeah, so those are the big channel updates. Patreon, Discord, got that new logo you guys will start seeing everywhere. Oh, no way. I got a $2 super chat from Thomas Gilkey. You have your first patron. Thomas, thank you so much, dude. I'll have to check that out. Thomas, you are too good to me, man. You are such an incredible fan, an incredible part of this community. OG fan of Geeks and Gamers. And everyone cares so much about you, dude. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I'll scroll back through. Do you have anything nice to say about Thomas, Mary? Because I just want to give Thomas a little more love.
Thomas has been around essentially like since the beginning, really, and not just for Geeks and Gamers. He's been a supporter of so many of his channels, and then on top of that, he goes and he does these sort of in-depth, deep discussions on his own channel, and he's just got one of the biggest hearts you'll find here within the community. He's just everywhere all the time, and we really do appreciate you, Thomas. You're a good person, and we're happy to know you. We're privileged to know you, dude. You're just a good human being. So thanks for choosing us to lavish your time on. We appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. And he joined at the top tier. So that is incredible, Thomas. So you will be coming on a live stream to talk about whatever you want on here. Not that you needed to do that to begin with, but thank you, dude. It means a lot. car videos are dangerous when you take your eyes off the road. Yeah, I mean, it's California, so I'm likely to get in a car accident wherever anyway. So whatever. Sidoru Legacy. Hey guys, what's up? Shadow Critius. Hey Ryan, have you heard of the news of Freddie Prinze Jr. made a rant against all Star Wars when he was in this podcast? I have actually, and actually my stream that I did on Friday, I recently just unlisted it because it basically kind of died down. And because I'm coming out with a video of where I clipped all of the stuff when we were talking about that together. So it's probably about a 25 or 30-minute video. That'll be coming out either later tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's me, Lethal Lightning, Callum, Steeg, and 19K Fox all talking and breaking down about why Freddie Prinze Jr. is an idiot with what he was saying. Did you see that, Mary?
Yeah, I did. Well, I've seen pieces of it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do my video on for tomorrow, but that is a possibility. So yeah, I'm going to be looking into it a bit more tonight.
Yeah, and if you guys missed it, I'll kind of go over it quickly. Freddie Prinze Jr. basically went off on this Star Wars is for effing kids thing. It took me so long to edit this because it got demonetized because of all the F-bombs Freddie Prinze Jr. was dropping in the video. So
for kids, guys.
Yeah, and talking about burning dismembered almost corpses of Anakin, on Mustafar. My child, when he watched that, he cried because he was so scared. Saying that that's for kids, it's a little silly to me, especially when they're spending so much time marketing it towards the adults that love Star Wars. But yeah, Ryan's RK Outpost, there will be a lot of videos on why candy corn is trash. Yes, there will be video. I'll make at least one video on why candy corn is trash. Thank you. Yeah, spent 10 years a field engineer. I've seen my fair share of bad drivers and other hazards. That's true. I'm not an advocate of texting and driving, but I do it sometimes. So, Shellback's here. Shellback video. You need to do a Shellback video just like that, Shellback. One step closer to being branded. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. When I had somebody come and ask me to make that logo, I was blown away by it. Your logo is the best. Thank you, CCCCCCC28. Stallone fan 03. Hey guys, what's up, man? I need images on Discord so I can post my anti-Snyder propaganda. There's no images. All right, I'll make sure that is, well, if any of the admins are there, my high council members, Callum's one of them, maybe he can fix that. For some reason, we need to get people the ability to post images. I just finished all the
now.
I do, yeah.
Are we hoity-toity?
Well, a little bit.
No.
I will make sure that I get that fixed right after the stream if it's not done before that, for sure. Mary, I think I'm going to downgrade to a Mary Marauder to help Ryan out. Ryan S., you don't need to do that.
Do it. I've already responded to that in chat. Do it. Look, spread that love, guys. I have this complete and utter conviction that we rise together, right? So if you want to go and you want to kind of shove some support Ryan's way, if you can spread it around a little bit, that's wonderful. And I think that's a fantastic thing to do. So you have my full support, mainly so Ryan can stop holding it over my head that he's a patron of mine.
Well, I am a patron of Mary's, but no one needs to change their stuff to Mary, please. I'd feel bad. Just said it. True, no one knows how to drive in the state. Yeah, that's true. Thomas, you guys are evil. Stop gushing on me for $2. Well, Thomas, it's tough not to, man. You're an awesome dude, and we appreciate you. So we're gonna do it. You just got to deal with it.
Own it.
What team do you think Captain Planet, Danny Phantom, and Ben 10 should be part of? Justice League or the Avengers? Those guys seem like Avengers to me. Or Joss Whedon's Justice League. We'll put it that way. What do you think, Mary?
Staying out of it. I'm staying out of it.
All right. Let's see. I understand where Freddie's coming from. So what I said is that Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. is definitely entitled to like his opinions and stuff about how the Force works and what he thinks Star Wars is. But what I would say is that a lot of us, right, when we hear negativity all the time, sometimes we just get kind of an explode. And that's kind of what that felt like. He had, like, he's just seen a lot going on, and all of a sudden he had that opportunity to just bitch about something, and he did. The whole Star Wars is for effing kids thing, George Lucas himself said that he made it to be geared towards like 13-year-old boys when he originally thought of it. But that's not the only people that, that made Star Wars what it is. It was the fact that it attracted everyone, not just kids. Very much the same way Harry Potter did. It wasn't just kids that got really into Harry Potter. A lot of people got invested in that story. So to say that stop complaining about this thing you love because it's for kids, I think is a little silly. But I do agree, like, where he's coming from. Like, he has his right to complain, and there is a lot of, I'm sure he sees a lot of negativity out there, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's like me saying DC and Marvel are just for effing kids. Yeah, I agree. Justice League, yeah. Ryan S., I don't think you would appreciate me serenading with long-winded messages. I appreciate everyone. So I just don't change your Patreon for Mary, please.
No, he's been sending me really wonderful messages over on Patreon. We've had a lot of back and forth, so I appreciate that, Ryan. Other Ryan S., not
yeah,
Ryan.
It's so confusing. So many Ryans in this community. Quantum says, after seeing you on Matt's live streams and seeing a couple of your vids, I decided to sub. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciated a lot of things you said during Matt's live streams and everything. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Agree. Lucasfilm, stop shitting on fans. That would be a good idea. Oh my gosh, Thomas. $10 from Thomas Gilkey. I'm a Patreon of both, so I have bragging rights. I've been playing Jedi Knight 2. I love it, but it's really tough. But it gets me more interested in EU before. It is tough. It is difficult, especially that first level. I would say the first level is probably the hardest level in Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. But yeah, man, that is awesome. That is awesome, Thomas. And again, thank you for $10, dude. You're crazy, Thomas.
Well, Thomas is one of the biggest supporters of this community I've ever seen. I don't think anybody tops him, just honestly. So
yeah,
Thomas.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not coming to see me next year, what the heck?
Ryan says, I support Odin and Mary, so I need to draw the line somewhere. No problem, buddy. No problem, man. Look at this. I didn't get into Harry Potter till I was 31. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, something done well doesn't mean it's necessarily like you can do something for kids. Like, it's one of the reasons why Disney at least used to appeal to all age demographics, right? So there was this timeless lesson that was embedded into each of these stories, and you could appreciate it as an adult. And it wasn't because there was like humor, like the sort of bad humor that was sort of snuck in there like they do these days. No, it was the lesson. They were the life lessons that you as adults could appreciate, the sort of depth of a story that resonated in each of us. And so while I understand that you can make something for kids, you can also make something for kids that resonates with adults, or make something that resonates with adults that can still work on a childlike level for children as well. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. And Star Wars has always done a wonderful job of walking that line of being something a kid can absorb, but an adult still appreciates.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to just say it's for kids and be so dismissive, I just think it's just silly.
Yeah.
Gerard V Speaks, Ryan Kinel, my man. Sorry I got in late. What I missed? We've just been kind of talking about some updates to the channel, a Discord, a Patreon. We're about to get into some other news and stuff as soon as we kind of catch up with chat. Let's see. It was intended for kids. Now the kids have grown up. Well, and one of the things he was saying was like, this one's for the next generation of kids. But all their marketing is based off all the people with the nostalgia from the old stuff, all the adults who still love it. Shadow says, I might do a video to get my thoughts, in my opinion, on both this channel and my Star Wars channel. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I think anybody should, get their stuff out there if they want to. You never know what can happen until you actually take a chance to get your opinion out there. And a lot of people, some people are hesitant to make videos on controversial stuff, but just do it. So I think it's awesome that you're going to get your thoughts out there because you're obviously passionate about it.
Absolutely.
Ryan and Mary, what saber forms would you choose of the traditional 7? Mary's just getting in the Star Wars expanded universe, which is incredible and awesome. But there's when you get deeper into it, you realize that there's 7 traditional forms of lightsaber combat. One of the one that is really cool, the one that like Yoda uses that I've always liked, is the very acrobatic style of a Taru. I really like that, which is form 4, if I remember right. But yeah.
So I know about Vapad. I am familiar with Mace Windu's form. I know that it kind of teeters on the dark side a bit. So I would probably choose that. Just because I can control it.
If you want to read some cool stuff about Jedi lightsaber forms, you can check out Jedi Path. And it's actually funny because I'm actually going to start a series, an ongoing series about like breaking down the different lightsaber forms. I thought that'd be something cool. So that'll be something probably coming out within the next few weeks, maybe one a week or something on different forms. I think that'll be pretty cool. Nice, Ryan. Like your content at Books and Games. Thanks, man. That's my main focus on this channel. Trey Cordy, Freddie Prinze Jr. is a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit, correct? Yeah. Yeah. It's tough to disagree with that on that one. The first few levels of Jedi Outpost are hard. Not having a lightsaber and force power, it is really hard. The FPS back then wasn't the best. So especially if you're strafing back and forth, it's really hard to hit people. So you got to use a lot of strategy. Yeah, if we break this down, like I said, Ronan, I am coming out with a video that will be that'll be like a bunch of people breaking down Freddie Prinze Jr.'s like 3.5-minute thing, where we kind of get into that, and I threw in a couple George Lucas clips of him specifically talking about the Force to kind of rebut. Exactly.
Nice.
I did get a Discord. Yeah. So links to Discord and the brand new Patreon are in the description of the video. So yeah, check those out, guys. Yeah, exactly. A lot of things he said were like the Force, just like everything's destined, right? And the Force dictates who wins or loses the battle, not anyone else. Whereas Lucas specifically says, where Lucas specifically says in this interview that although the Force does have has something in mind for everyone, and everyone has a destiny, it's people's free will if they choose to follow it or reject it. He very specifically lays that out, and you'll see that in the video. Ryan's into Taru, man. I just think it's cool. Yeah, we'll get. I don't know if it's my favorite. Once I get in breakdown the 7 ones in my video series that I want to do, maybe I'll change my mind. Yeah. Still waiting for 1313. I know. Right, Ryan, you're seeing the Epic Legends collections. A lot of Legends bundles might be a good thing for new people. Absolutely, there's a bunch of omnibuses out there of the old. Of a bunch of the old Legends comics. I have a bunch of the trade paperbacks. I don't know. Yeah, you can see them right here. I have a bunch of trade paperbacks here. I'm looking to get more of them too, for sure. Sorasu, yeah, Sorasu's cool too. Obi-Wan, is one of the most well-balanced swordsmen, that we've ever seen. I think when we talk about like the most powerful Jedi of all time, although he's not the most powerful, he's one of the most well-balanced. So yeah, for sure. Who's my favorite EU author? Yours is Kevin J. Anderson. Yeah, Darksaber. Yeah. I would say it's between Michael Stackpool and Troy Denning. Those would be like the two that I would probably say is in there. But let's get into let's get into right now, since we're on the topic of the Star Wars Expanded Universe, which that's why reason a lot of people here on this channel. Mary, who has been a big Star Wars fan for a long time, but other than like games and stuff, you really hadn't had too much experience in the Expanded Universe, right?
Yeah, so it's been pretty minimal for the most part. I could never really get into an in-depth conversation or anything like that with anybody, but I'm sort of beginning to traverse it now. beginning to get into it a little bit. And I have you to thank for that, as well as Lethal Lightning. Sort of kind of Lethal's been clubbing me over the head for a while about it, right? And so it's just sort of lower on the sort of priority list for me, just because I'm a geek of all trades, if you will. I sort of have been into a lot of different things. My fingers have been in a lot of different pies for a long time, and the expanded universe just sort of landed lower on the list for me, in terms of priority. And this whole debacle with Lucasfilm and the mess that the sequel trilogy has been is, of course, like many others, made me very upset and very angry. And I felt myself have this carrot dangled in front of me. I wanted new Star Wars content, and I thought I was going to get it. And then I got what I got, and it sucked. And so you come along and you're like, hey, this stuff really is worth your time. And if this is, something that you want to get into, or if you're looking for new content, this is where you can go. And then you sort of gave me a starting point, right? Like, hey, you can start with Heir to the Empire. So, because it's very daunting, right? There's this huge, mass amount of stuff, and you don't even know where to begin. And so you just turn around and look at your stuff. Okay, we got a badass over here.
Well, but you're right. Like when people are like, yeah, the expanding universe is great, you need to get into it. You're like, yeah, how do I catch up? Like, they've been making these books for like 25 years. Like, where do I jump in?
Yeah, there's this sort of daunting task sitting in front of me that I didn't really know exactly where to start. And so, then, you guys come along and I'm like, okay, so let's find a route here, something we can do to sort of sate my thirst for Star Wars content. And so I just finished Heir to the Empire, and it was so good. So good. It felt both familiar and new simultaneously. And so I met these new characters while being sort of slowly progressed into the story with old characters that I knew, and they felt like the characters that I knew. They were the same, and there were references and callbacks to things, and so it felt right, while still sort of slowly wading me into these new characters, which is something that the sequel trilogy could and should have done, right? Was introduce us to new characters while allowing our old characters to remain intact. And that was something that the Heir to the Empire sort of just nailed it right on the head. And so I really loved it. And I can't wait to get into the next one. I've got it written down here. The next book is going to be Dark Force Rising, and I'm excited. I can't wait.
Awesome. Real quick, $2 super chat from Hugh Jass. Form 3 is his favorite. Keep me anonymous on Patreon. Good job, bud. So Hugh Jass is my second patron. Dude, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. And, just real quick sidestep here. Hugh Jass, who was someone who, was seemingly had beef with some people in the community, came and talked it out. And now Hugh Jass is a big part of this community right now, and having a great time with everyone. And that is so cool, man. And thank you so much for being here and your support, dude. It means a lot. Real quick, Ryan says Halloween's almost upon us. Which horror EU stories would you recommend? There's really only, adult novel wise, there's really only two, and that would be Death Troopers and Red Harvest. I would recommend Death Troopers before Red Harvest. Neither of them are like quite my style, really. But I thought Death Troopers was better. But they are horror Star Wars books. So, Mary, I think that's really cool, and I'm always interested to hear people that read Heir to the Empire, because that's one of the reasons I suggest it. It may be like a lot of people who maybe have been reading the Star Wars Expanded Universe for a really, really long time might be like, oh, Heir to the Empire, because that's what everybody talks about. But there's a reason. It's because of when it was. It gives you a good idea of where the universe is at, 5 years after, Return to Jedi, or maybe 4, somewhere around there. Yeah. But it gives you a good idea of where the universe is at and what our heroes have been doing. It's not so long of a gap that you're lost or anything. Right. And the characters are just who they are, what we were expecting to get from the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course they've made progress. They've moved forward in their lives. You know, they've done different things. Like we won't get into spoilers or whatever, but they've moved forward with their lives while still maintaining that air of familiarity, right? So and to some of it is what you would expect, right? Like you would expect certain things to happen in terms of the dynamics between characters that we knew we were already in place beforehand, right? So you would expect them to progress naturally that way. And so it's fine, right? Like it completely and utterly meshes with what it is that you would anticipate moving forward. And then there are other things that you don't see coming. Like and Mara Jade is no giant spoiler or anything. You did a video about her on Geeks and Gamers. So she's introduced in this book, and she's a pip, huh? she's the I can see why my dear
She's got an attitude.
She's fantastic, and it suits my friend Mara Jade, who you see on Toxic Femininity from time to time, and sometimes she pops over on my channel for things. I see why Mara chose her as a sort of icon, a character that she would want to use to represent her here on YouTube. She's a pip, man. She's got a lot of sass. and I look forward to seeing what goes down between her and Luke in the future, because the dynamic of their relationship is really entertaining and really interesting. And she's got a lot of grit about her. And then Luke, of course, he has grit as well. And you see him get to continue to go through sort of these stages of growth and things like that. He's never stopped. He never stops struggling and trying to figure out who it is that he is and where he fits into everything and how he can move forward with things. And some of the ways that he struggles are new, and then some are like callbacks to things that we've seen with him before. So it's firmly planted in a realm of familiarity while still branching out into new stuff as well. And then Thrawn is a nightmare. Oh my gosh, he's a villain to be reckoned with.
And he's not evil for the sake of evil, right? He's cold and calculated, and that's what's intense, is that he's so freaking smart. It's not that you're not, he is intimidating because he will use extremes. He's very demanding of his people, but he won't unnecessarily harm them, like we saw with, Darth Vader, or someone who just loses control.
Yeah. Oh, he's completely in control of himself. Like, the guy is so insanely, he has such a solid grip on what it is, what his goals are, and how to get there. And it's like he's like a detective in some ways. Like his mind.
He's like Sherlock Holmes in a way.
Yeah, he's got such a sharp mind, and I will be remiss if I don't say Wookiee. Sorry, I had to. I see him in the chat. He's got such a sharp, brilliant mind, and someone to be reckoned with, and someone who you genuinely fear for the outcome for our heroes, right? Because, and it even asks these questions like, what would have happened if Thrawn had been there? And you get this lump in your throat, and you realize if Thrawn had been there in that situation, they wouldn't have made it out alive. Things would be very different. And there are other instances, if this had happened in the original trilogy, then things would be very different. Or if this had happened, and so you sort of get this different perspective on how things might have gone. That never retcons anything. It just it lets you know there is in fact an expanded universe out there, other things that could have happened, other options that we weren't necessarily presented with, but they were still. So it weaves things together beautifully. It's just like this tapestry, and it's very engaging, so engaging, and I'm loving it so much.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the big reasons I started this channel was. As someone who's been listening to, Fandom Menace for a long time and seeing so many people that are unhappy with Star Wars, I feel like there's so many people out there who want these great Star Wars stories that maybe haven't experienced them before. And so I wanted to get that word out if people hadn't seen it. And so far, the response has been awesome. Like the EU book club we're doing is so cool. So many people that are really, really invested now because they don't have those characters. They saw the characters in their minds, right? There's a lot of people that like the new canon, and if you do like the new canon, that's awesome. And I have new canon fans on this channel who comment on my videos all the time, and that's great. But for me, I love these stories so much more. So it's great to see so many more people getting exposed to it.
Yeah, this has been fantastic.
I don't want to spoil Last Command for Mary. So don't you agree that Thrawn got the Disney Lucasfilm treatment at the end of it? I love the series until that moment I felt betrayed. I understand what you mean. I think that may have been the only way for it to happen and still have the story continue. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I know what you mean, Ryan. Narkle says, I was listening to audiobook for the 5th time before I saw you were live. Nice. It doesn't get old, man. It doesn't get old. Gerard says, as far as you, I've seen the Clone Wars and played Star Wars video games. Yeah, some great video games on that list. Yeah, man, if you're into reading or like audiobooks, I would definitely highly recommend, getting into more of it because it feels like our Star Wars for sure. I saw Tommy saying he's up for 33 hours straight. What the heck? That's crazy, Tommy. Jonathan Cortez, what's up, Ryan and Mary? Just got back from eating dinner with the family. What's up, Jonathan? Jonathan was in chat a lot when I was over on a live stream yesterday. So thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, right now we're talking a little bit about channel updates. I just launched a Patreon and a Discord. I don't know what I have any idea what I'm doing with either one, but I'm launching them. Got a bunch of people to join the Discord, a couple patrons so far. That's so cool, guys. If you are interested in either of those things, the links are in the description. Let's see. Where's Wookie right there? Hail, RK. Hail, Wookie. And then he gives Mary some hearts later on, of course.
The boy right there.
Yeah, Wookie is always so supportive. He was one of the first people that commented on any of my videos, if I remember right. So, as I read Heir of the Empire, I could see Luke, Han, and Leia as they were right after Jedi. I was transported to a much better time in Star Wars. Yeah, for sure. And, maybe the sequel trilogy hit us so hard because we didn't have any connective tissue between it.
Yeah.
Because I guess in theory, you could imagine them ending up where they were, but you have to try to tell that story in between to ease us into it. You can't just lop off our heads like that.
Yeah, you can't do what they did to Luke and expect us with absolutely no context, no understanding of how he got there to that point. Just expect us to accept that. That doesn't work. You can't throw that on people like that and expect us to not lash back a bit. So yeah,
absolutely. Ryan says he hasn't read it in maybe 20 or 25 years. Yeah, man, I'm rereading it right now. I can get through it a little fast. I've read it probably 10 or 15 times or something. But yeah, I'm reading it right now so I can get caught up for our EU book club that we're doing. So Maverick says, we welcome anyone to the EU, new or old. Absolutely. And there's tons of different people from all different fandoms in the expanding universe. Can you hear a weird noise right now in the background? All right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me close my window, Mary.
My stream now, bitches.
Yeah.
No, and you know what? I really appreciate that, Maverick, because there does seem to be this sort of small section of people who come across as sort of like gatekeepers, who can and can't engage in this content and who can and can't want to immerse themselves into that world. And it sort of makes you feel like you have no right, I suppose, to traverse it, even though you've been a Star Wars fan your whole life. Is somehow the EU is closed off to you. And no one should ever be a gatekeeper. No one should ever make you feel like you have no right to become involved in content that you may want to love just as much as anyone else. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. More importantly, Luke's new struggles make sense. They do. Luke is not some perfect character. That's the thing. They're like, oh, in the EU, Luke's some Gary Stu, some overpowered guy. Not in the beginning. His power, as he learns more skills, because he's so raw, right? Because he didn't get the normal training that Jedi undergo. He has issues dealing with squads of stormtroopers that he has to find creative ways to deal with. He's not some OP dude, especially in the beginning of this stuff. So, yeah, and his new struggles, he doesn't know what he's doing, right? He's the last living Jedi in the galaxy, and he needs to recreate the order, but he doesn't know what he's doing, and he has to figure it out.
That was one of the things I loved about this book, was that you were kind of in his head and you heard the internal struggle that he had with a lot of this stuff, and sort of what did he know? What didn't he know? Why didn't you tell me? Things like that, right? And so you get into his head a bit more into the books, and you understand that this is a person who has a lot of inner turmoil going on. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mary's DUI scooter says, please make Mary fix me.
Hi, Mox. No, I'm going to paint you camo and leave you as a yard ornament.
And then Gerard again, I may eventually get Jedi Academy game on Switch as well. Switch or PS4, it is available. I have it on Switch because I don't have a lot of stuff on Switch, so I decided to do it there. I gave up on Star Wars, started watching DC stuff. That is actually one way after the EU, what happened in 2014. I got hard into DC Comics, interestingly enough. So I kind of was in the same boat as you. I was wondering if you guys have read the Dark Horse Star Wars comic, Star Wars Legacy. I, in fact, have. I have all of them right down here. Cade Skywalker is such a cool character. Yeah, I love the Legacy series. So the Legacy series takes place 137 years after the Battle of Yavin, if I'm remembering my time frame right. So we don't know what happens between basically 45 years after the Battle of Yavin all the way to 137 years. So there's this like 90-year gap where we know where we end up in the galaxy, but we have no idea how. And let me catch up with chat. And speaking of that, we will talk about something real quick. Jonathan, my stream, bitches. Is that what Mary said when I was gone?
Yes, I was like, my stream now, bitches.
I hope Mary doesn't wreck your stream like she did me. Yes, Mary's DUI scooter. Yes. Luke is the path forward Disney should have taken. You're not going to find any argument from me there. If Grand Admiral Thrawn's in charge of the fleet at Endor, then we would have been spared the First Order, and Raylos would only be an urban legend on Dagobah. Yeah, the rebels would have been wiped out likely. Agree. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No one should feel bad or ashamed at what they like. I like The Last Jedi. I saw it 3 times in theaters. Although many hate, I still enjoy it. But it does have problems, is the next part. Yeah, Jonathan, absolutely. I think that so many people have this assumption of this community here that you have to think a certain way. And it's just not true when you actually get involved in it. And the different creators and the different people we interact with all have so many different opinions. But one of the things that basically we all share is that you have to have some respect for everyone else's opinion, not insult them just for not liking a movie or not liking a book. You know, all the EU isn't perfect. There's books that I hate, but as a whole, you know, you have to take it or leave it as a whole. And I love it as a whole. So.
Well, and remember that people are people and they're entitled to their different opinions, and that's okay. But just because someone doesn't agree with you on something doesn't mean that they're a terrible human being. So actually, more power to you for liking The Last Jedi, man. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't or that you shouldn't like it, because it's your personal preference, and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. $2 super chat from Orville Nation. That is awesome. I don't know if you've ever watched the Orville, Mary. I've watched it. I'm really looking forward to the next season on Hulu and see kind of what they do with that and branch out. But
I've heard wonderful things.
Yeah, it's really funny. Seth MacFarlane's good in it. Love you both, guys. Thank you so much, Orville Nation. That is awesome. Really appreciate the super chat. I saw something. Oh yeah, this was wondering what your favorite era in the EU is. Your favorite to read? Definitely post Return of the Jedi. I have such a love for post Return of the Jedi, especially once you get to New Jedi Order and beyond. I think we really start to see, you know, in the Bantam era, we had these like some trilogies and little books here and there. But once we got to New Jedi Order and they started really trying to craft a narrative that was intertwined with so many other things and so much focus towards planning things out in the future, I really love that part. Legacy of the Force, my all-time favorite series. I really enjoy Fate of the Jedi. So, and yeah, you said prequel era, since prequel had fond memories. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I tell people is start where you are interested in. Right? If you are interested in a certain era, try that one, because you're more likely, if you're trying to get into EU, you're more likely to stay with it if you start with something you like. Okay. So now speaking of expanding universe and stories continued, I want to go ahead and share something real quick. I've been talking about it for a while. Last night we had a pretty cool thing happen. I've been talking about Twin Suns Foundation for a while. Twin Suns Foundation is a nonprofit organization that's focused on, you know, getting reading and writing exposed to more kids, primarily through the expanded universe. So what they do is, a couple times a year they do fundraisers and they buy a bunch of Star Wars Expanded Universe books, or Star Wars Legends books, and they distribute them to hospitals, children's hospitals, libraries, community centers, anywhere that kids might need a place to read and they might need books there. So they do great work. But one thing that's going on right now is a billboard project. To put 2 billboards up right outside Lucasfilm that are asking the Lucasfilm employees to please consider continuing the Star Wars Expanded Universe, now known as Legends. We've seen a couple billboard projects in the past that have had a really big effect on things. One of the examples I heard last night was Surge, the drink Surge. 143 people got together, raised money, put up a billboard, and Coke started making Surge again because of that. We've seen it just garner a lot of attention in New York City. Zack Snyder released the Snyder Cut, people, whether you agree with that or not. They rented a billboard in New York City in Times Square during Comic-Con to get attention. It is insane. I'm sure it was a ton of money. But yeah, so this billboard got 50% funded. The campaign's still going for a month and a half more. It'd be really awesome to get it all the way funded by the end of October. There is links in my description if you want to check it out. Feel free. This is, let's see. Yeah, there it is, $2,901. So almost at $5,800. So I just wanted to make sure I got that out there and said that to you if you hadn't heard about it before. And if you don't want to donate or whatever, maybe just consider sharing it and getting it out there to more eyes, because I think it's so cool.
I donated last night. I'm actually super proud to have. I don't personally have a whole lot that I can give at this particular moment, but I really think that this is a fantastic goal for them to want to do. Like I'm just myself getting into this Legends stuff or the Expanded Universe. Sorry, Disney's corrupted me. Getting into the Expanded Universe, and I feel like this is something that was sort of taken away from people in a way that was sort of. Was quite gut-wrenching, as I understand it, because I had a conversation with Callum last night about it. And so I can understand the sort of need and desire to continue this, and sitting this right outside of Lucasfilm where people can go, where they'll go past it. Who knows? Maybe even Kathleen Kennedy will see it herself, right? It can have a big impact. And so I'm proud to have supported this personally. And like Ryan said, even if you can't support something like this financially, sharing it out there on Twitter or sharing it around social media is a way that you can have a positive impact on it. This isn't a massive goal. This isn't a huge financial endeavor. This is completely and totally doable. It's already halfway done. So any kind of support that you guys can give to this is fantastic. And I'm just super thrilled to have, and even in just a small way, have been a part of it. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's so cool. So yeah, just check it out. Link is in the description below. Geeks Attic is here. What up? What's up, man? The Geeks Attic. Funny, we're talking about people who like different aspects of Star Wars. So Matthew from Geeks Attic actually likes, he reads. I don't know how well he likes one or the other. I won't make a statement for him, but he reads both Expanded Universe and new canon stuff, and then does reviews on them and kind of talks about it. And they keep coming out with new canon stuff so quick to try to explain away so much stuff that he had a tough time keeping up with the Expanded Universe stuff that he wants to read. But awesome to see you here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Go check out his channel, though. Let's see. Let's catch up, man. Revenge of the Sith was the best Star Wars film of all time. I've seen a lot more sentiment for that lately. It definitely is so powerful. It's crazy. When I talk about the prequel trilogy, one of the things that I think a lot about is the fact that it must have been really hard to write a story that everyone knew the ending to. Everyone knew what was going to happen. Everyone knew that the Empire was going to rise from the ashes of the Old Republic. Everyone knew that Anakin would eventually become Darth Vader. Everyone knew who Palpatine was. So everyone had this idea of what would happen. And, George Lucas had to write a story. And when you know what's going to happen, you already have your ideas in your head of what you think should. I think that was maybe one of the things that in retrospect, people looking back at the prequels, they have a little more love and appreciation for them now. But yeah, Revenge of the Sith is awesome, man. I will sit down and watch that all day, every day, except for Natalie Portman's acting. Everything else is incredible.
Even she had her moments in that.
Yeah, when she was laying on the ground, losing the will to live.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ryan's RK Outpost says, "This is Ryan, and I approve of this message." Well, thank you, Ryan's RK Outpost. I appreciate it. Benzo says, #release the Snyder Cut. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the audiobook of Death Troopers is scary. It is scary, man. That's true. Ryan Bush, does anyone else avoid buying Bush with the Legends logo on them? I'll be honest, I actually don't have any books with the Legends logo on them. It's not like, I'll tell you, I will go out and buy stuff with Legends on it. Well, I do have, where's my Marvel 108? I don't know where my copy of Marvel 108 is, but that has a Legends banner on it, obviously. But, you know, I think that it is okay to, you can do whatever you want. If you want to go to used bookstore, if you want to use eBay to get a book that doesn't have the Legends tag, that's fine. I think that showing Disney that people are still buying these books that have Legends on them is a good thing. I think it shows that people really want to support it. If you don't want to put your money to Disney that way, then I totally get buying used or whatever you're going to do. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that you shouldn't feel bad if it has Legends on it. It means that you're sending a message to them that you want more.
Callum's back.
Callum's back. He finally has a few minutes after class. Ooh, Revenge of the Sith had the best opening. That is true. You know, every Star Wars movie, you start with that space shot and you pan down and then you see Coruscant and you're like, okay, so we're on Coruscant. And then it's just a huge battle raging. And it was really good. I agree. OP1 has PTSD. I've never seen that, Ryan. Sounds funny though. Casperia said, no, Natalie Portman has no moments in the prequels.
There's one moment in particular that sticks out to me where she and Anakin she's telling him she's pregnant. And that was the first time I ever believed the relationship between those two. And she's like, what are we going to do? Like, I believed her right there. And look, to each his own. You don't have to agree with me. But that was one moment where I was sort of sympathizing with her, the sort of anxiety and stress that she must be undergoing, finding out she's pregnant and she's pregnant with the children of a man that she's not supposed to love. And so what is she going to do? And so I did believe her in that moment. I felt like she had at least one good moment. So, yeah, but you're welcome to do what you want.
And, you know, and when she gets slashed and randomly the whole bottom part of her shirt falls off, that is also a great Natalie Portman moment, in my opinion.
Toxic masculinity.
Just saying, I have to be honest. Let's see. The fact that Warner Brothers took Darkseid and Martian Manhunter out of the same movie, WTF. Yeah, I agree, Trey. It's sad. It's sad. Let's see. Yeah, Shellback says he's trying to buy all of them original print, and that's cool too. It's definitely up to you. I think that there's some people who like think it's a bad thing to have a book with Legends on it, and if that's what you think, that's fine. I personally just don't. I think that it's okay, and that you're showing support for it. Will Gentry said it very well. Excuse me. He said, if we buy things with Legends on it, it shows you have that bit of Star Wars we want more of. If you're going to pay for anything in Star Wars, pay for the bit you want more of. I agree, man. But if that's what you want, to have no Legends, then that is fine, man. That's totally up to you. And I support you in your endeavor, 100%. I just got a super chat I saw from the Rookie Critic. Pladme, $2 from the Rookie Critic. There you go. Thank you, Rookie. I appreciate it, man. Oh, another super chat right there. RC from the NYC. What is going on, man? 750. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Mary Mayhem? Hope everyone is well tonight. I'm doing great, man. Having a good weekend. Been on streams a lot. Been really busy. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I'm really happy to be here talking to you guys, to be honest. And of course, talking to Mary, which is always a pleasure. No. Another one. I'm going to annoy you with super chats, bro. Maybe. Well, you know, that is the thing that gets on my nerves more than anything else is super chats. I tell you what, it drives me crazy. But speaking of that, I will say, I know we have a bunch of people who have just joined. One of the reasons I want to do this stream today was to talk about some channel updates. So I did launch a Patreon. I launched a Patreon. You can go to Patreon /RK Outpost or patreon.com/RK Outpost. I just put the link in chat. Some cool tiers that I think, I was a little hesitant about doing it because I wasn't sure how many people would be interested in that. But if you're interested in getting more content from me and supporting me in another way, my Patreon is out there. Also, we opened a Discord. So my new Discord, the link is in the description below. Please join that. We're still getting some of the kinks worked out. It's going to be fun. It may not be as crazy as Lethal Lightning server.
Nothing as crazy as Lethal Lightning, though.
Yeah. But
it's not fair to set that bar for yourself there, Ryan. Okay. You're only mortal.
I know. I can't be the toxic Aussie. I know. With the yellow wall. The toxic Aussie with the yellow wall.
It's delicious.
Sorry. All right. So I wanted to. You're hot. You look hot. You're still thinking about Lethal. You're thinking about Lethal Lightning.
I'm betraying Callum as we speak. I'm sorry, Callum. Still a muffin.
Yep. Ooh, Patreon. Yep. Callum. Yep. Let's see. So let's take a pause real quick from this and talk about something else, which is sweeping the world. And that is Joker. Mary, I know you saw Joker. I know you were really moved by it. What were you thinking, like when Joker initially came out? What are you thinking it was going to do in the box office?
I was with everybody. Well, when it initially came out, or when it was initially like when I first found out about it.
When you heard like the critics like kind of bashing it and stuff like that, maybe not the critics so much, but the media.
So, no, I don't think any of us could have anticipated what it wound up being, right? I felt like it would probably get a surge. I felt like it would probably do better just because we knew that here within our own community, we were ready to sort of go stand behind it. And contrary to what some may or may not believe, this is not a small minority. We have a pretty massive community in terms of the fandom menace. And so a lot of us, when we found out about the way that they were sort of bashing it, we're just like, well, that's nonsense. Let's go support it, right? So I did think that it would get a surge, and I did think that it would probably do better than initially anticipated. And I can remember the original numbers were probably what, like, I think they were talking about like 70 million, I think is what they were talking about originally. Something like that.
60 million in August was the estimated for domestic opening.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, so we'll probably get it a surge. Maybe we'll get it around 100 million or something like that. Maybe we could push that number up a pretty decent, significant percentage, right? But I never in my wildest dreams imagined that we would, that the movie itself would wind up doing, what was it, like 240 million, I think it was, opening weekend?
Yeah, just under 250 million.
Yeah, and it did, man, and it knocked. And I saw the movie. I saw the movie opening weekend. I saw it on Sunday, and I know why, because even if I personally don't want to go back and see it again, just because I'm not one for gore, and it has its moments. That is a well-told story, a well-acted story. It is worth seeing, and the commentary that it makes on we as a society is fantastic. Look, it doesn't try to lead you in one direction or another. It's just making commentary. It's not saying, oh, this person is bad or this person is bad. It points out some pretty obvious things, right? That we're all well aware of, but maybe somewhat uncomfortable with. 55 million. Joker scores 55 million scores second weekend October record. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we got after that huge opening weekend, we all weren't sure exactly what was going to happen. Real quick, another $1 super chat from the Rookie Critic. Thank you, Rookie. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, Joker gets another big weekend. So about a 43% drop in box office. So for big movies like this, if it's less than a 50% drop off, that's really good. It means this thing has a lot of legs. Addams Family did okay. Gemini Man is a bomb. Gemini Man with Will Smith is going to be a bomb, unfortunately. But yeah, Joker easily set a second weekend October box office record, $55 million domestically, 43% down. Yeah, everyone's thinking maybe low 40s, and it absolutely crushed the estimates again.
Wow.
I think it's so crazy when you pull up Box Office Mojo. You can see that worldwide the estimate right now is $543 million. So it's halfway to $1 billion. It's going to eclipse Justice League next week probably, which is so sad when you think the fact that Justice League had a budget of over $300 million and raked in a little over $600 million. It's crazy. And it just shows that the media is having less and less power over, what we consume. And the Rotten Tomatoes, as you can see here, 68%, audience score still hovering at 90. The thing I find interesting, everyone's saying, well, critics think it's okay, right? The thing that I find interesting, and I think why we hear so much when you go from all critics to top critics, so top critics being the ones that are on the major papers and get the most news. Look at top critics score. Yeah. 4% on the tomato meter.
Isn't that amazing?
So that, I think, is why we started hearing so much about this. And now there's only 50 reviews from top critics. There's 471 from all critics.
But it's those all critics it's that sort of massive sort of your working man critic, if you will, that brings that score up so drastically, right? It's that sort of that person like the average reviewer like you or I who happens to have a bit more credential. Those are the people who bring that score up to something that makes it fresh, that brings it into a reasonable spectrum for people to go, okay, so this is something worth going and seeing in terms of the critics side of it. Whereas those big mainstream people are happy to slam this thing. Look at that. Look at all of that. That is ridiculous. Did they watch the same movie as us? Did they even watch the same movie?
Well, here it is. Joker's a bad movie, yes. It's predictably cliched, deeply derivative of other better movies, and overwritten to the point of self-parody.
That person is stupid. Sorry, you're stupid.
Yeah. Let's see. This year's biggest disappointment has arrived. Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian. What an idiot I bet you feel like now, Peter. What an idiot you must be to have written this review. This year's biggest disappointment. It's going to make at least $900 million, in my opinion. It has a chance to go to $1 billion. That would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Ryan S. says, I need a laugh. Show the audience score of Mary's favorite show, Batgirl. I think you mean Batwoman. Batwoman. Listen, I think I need to actually watch Batwoman, because I've heard that it's not as bad as the 8% audience score. And I think that's true, because I don't think that it's possible for almost anything to be an 8%. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's check it. Let's see where it's at. Oh, new verified audience. Interesting. Cool. But let's just take a look while we're here anyway.
Well, and we do have to keep in mind that there is a difference here between a TV show and a blockbuster movie, right? So some discrepancy should probably be taken into account. But good Lord.
Well, and look at the critics rating is 30. There's only 39 critics who have even bothered rating the show, right? Which is normal for a TV show kind of like this. 11%, 4,730. So there's definitely a big backlash. I'm going to go watch it for myself, because some people that I trust have said it's not as bad. It's definitely cringe. It's definitely identity politics, but it's not as bad as that. But yeah, that's pretty rough.
I've heard that Ruby Rose, I believe is her name, just can't act. So I haven't seen it for myself, but I don't intend to personally. I'm not going to waste my time on it, because I don't look, it's being reviewed like to death right now by everybody. And I just don't have any desire to waste my time on this badly acted politics shoved down my throat show that is insulting to me. So, but I thoroughly support your right to form your own opinion. I just am altogether uninterested.
Yeah, I definitely, I definitely hear that. And to be honest, the reason that I think one of the big reasons that this people were like looking at it the way they were wasn't just the girl power, like it'd be better when it fits a man kind of thing that we saw in the in the trailers. It was just Ruby Rose's acting in every trailer spot. She just sounds completely unconvincing. That has me as worried about the show as much as anything. But I will check it out. I have the CW app because, like I said, I used to be really into Arrowverse. So I'll watch it and see what I think. But nice water bottle, Ryan. Yeah, I do. I have this sick water bottle from PERFORMA, who they give me a discount actually. If you want a discount on stuff like this, there's a link below. I'm just shilling everything. It's just become a shill stream. But yeah, PERFORMA makes some really cool like nerd stuff. So I've got like a Green Lantern one. I got a Superman one and things like that. But yeah, when's the new Jedi Order tattoo coming? I should probably get one. That'd be pretty sick. I don't have any tattoos.
I've got this sick berry lemonade Jones soda. Hashtag not sponsored.
Like it. Everything about Ruby Rose screams penis envy. Thank you, Wookie. DCCW is hot garbage. I think so, unfortunately. I wouldn't have said that like 5 years ago, but it is now, to be fair. Ryan, watch Batman with some friends and a lot of hard drinks. It makes it a little more bearable. I believe it.
We should have a watch party.
We could do it. Where you can do watch. Where you can do watch parties is Discord. Discord, you can all go in the group chat and you can actually do a watch party there, which is really cool. Something that Callum showed me recently. We watched the newest Wonder Woman animated film.
He's trying to win me over onto Discord, guys.
And yeah, that's true.
I might do it.
You'd have to check out the Discord in the links below.
You'd have to invite me. But I think I might do it.
You can just click on the invitation link below.
Oh, I don't know how Discord works.
That's all right. Let's see. I was not convinced. Oh, we just had Neo Valentine join the Discord. Look at that. Quantum, I was not convinced that she was a good Batwoman in the last crossover. I was uninterested with her, just wishing for Nightwing to show up, which thanks to Arrow and Season 2, we know Nightwing exists. That is true. There's been so many cool little things in the Arrowverse. Like I think in Season 2, maybe, you see a bomber jacket with the name Jordan on it. And it's clear that's a reference to Hal Jordan. So Hal Jordan does exist there, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of hopes for it, and I was really invested in it, and it's just let me down. And I got away from it. Holiday special watch party. Yes, we should do it for Christmas. I like that. I like that. JT, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, JT. Gotham's final season premiere had more views than Batwoman. Well, and those Batwoman views take into account two things because they re-aired a premiere and added that. So it was CW's lowest premiere ever, including Black Lightning. But then with the second premiere, it got above Black Lightning, from my understanding of what I read. So,
dude, are we doing this hot Star Wars holiday special watch party? Because I am so down.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Absolutely, I'm totally down with it. Neo Valentine's laughing because I just called out that Neo Valentine just joined the Discord. There you go. John Silver, what Discord? My new Discord that I just made. It is in the links below, and I think I might have saw you join already. But yeah, a couple big things today. New Patreon just came out, and a Discord just came out. So I'm really excited. I don't know a whole lot about Discord, but I'm learning, so it'll get better, I promise. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I do need to figure out how to get the Discord notifications a different place because it pops up and won't let me scroll down sometimes. Gotham was awesome. Didn't care for the last episode. Me neither. Kind of a letdown. That show kind of tailed off for me towards the end, but sorry. Boom. Let's see. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can remember what I even wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Star Wars Rise of Skywalker real quick.
Oh, do I know where this is going with the news we saw earlier in KOTOR?
I don't know what quite that is, but I was referring to, so if you don't want Rise of Skywalker spoilers, I guess, the leaks are literally all over the internet, and I feel like everyone's heard them at this point. But if you don't want any potential spoilers, just what are unconfirmed leaks right now, then close your ears for just a couple minutes. Don't leave the stream, though. Stay with the stream. Just close your ears and hum to yourself.
Just mute it for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you like a thumbs up when it's over or something, right?
Yes.
We could do that.
Let's see if I can get this thing to work. God, these ads. I should have used Brave browser instead of Chrome. But let me share my screen real quick. Boom. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker leaks. Rey's connection to Ahsoka Tano.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so Ahsoka is rumored. So fan favorite character Ahsoka Tano will have a presence in Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, according to the latest leak. She will not make a physical appearance, but she's said to be part of an action sequence. So this is really strange to me. If you've read any of the leaks, you know that there's a big battle at the end where Rey gets a lot of help from Force spirits and ghosts. I won't name all of them who are rumored to be in it, but you know, I think it's kind of crazy. But just in the past where Jedi like Obi-Wan made their presence felt in Force visions, this time around, Rey will get the help of all the dead Jedi, including Ahsoka Tano. They will not appear, but their presence is implied.
Of course, they'll all show up for her. She's special.
Right. So what I really wanted to like talk about with this is that I think it's kind of silly, right? Because she's not even going to be in the movie. It's just another one of those things. And listen, I'm not a huge Clone Wars fan. I think everyone knows that. There are parts of the Clone Wars that I really enjoy. I have a bunch of the DVD sets. I mean, I've got the first several seasons Blu-ray sets because I liked Star Wars and I wanted to get into it. And I wasn't a huge fan of some of the things they decided to do, but I supported it because it was Star Wars at the time. Ahsoka is a fine character. She's a good, interesting character. But yeah, just to use her, like she's not even going to be in the movie. You're just saying that to get more people interested in it, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, it feels a lot like that sort of Palpatine thing that they're doing. You know, like hey, remember this? You guys like this? All the member berries, member guys, a member.
Exactly like Episode 7.
Well, essentially, yeah, that's what it boils down to, is this taking of things that they know the mass audience loves. They know that people are invested in emotionally. And so they take it and use it to manipulate you and to sort of trick you into caring about these new characters. Well, I have news for you, Disney. If we don't care about them by this point, we're not going to. So invoking the name of Ahsoka Tano does not change that. It only infuriates the people who cherish those characters, and it only makes us more enraged that it's kind of like, you dare invoke the name of Ahsoka Tano. Like, there is a mass fan base around her, and even if my esteemed colleague here, Ryan, does not necessarily fangirl over her the way that I do, or fanboy over her the way that I do, that's not the point. The point is that there is a mass of people who do. And so invoking her and sort of using her as a tool to push forward Rey when you haven't done what you should have done to make us like Rey in the first place it feels just a little bit blasphemous. Just a little bit blasphemous.
Yeah. And Ryan asked, so he said, please let this leak come from Mike Zero, the super shadow of the sequel trilogy. So ironically enough, when I was looking for the article, because I'd seen the article, so I was looking at it and Googling it, the first thing that popped up were videos from February about Mike Zero saying Ahsoka was going to be in episode 9.
That's funny.
So to be fair, you could find things from Mike Zero where he probably talks about every, like Jocasta Nu or something.
Every possibility under the sun, though. So he's bound to hit on a few things that you know, like no offense to Mike Zero. I'm sure he's a lovely human being. I just, it's not news. It's not news, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's leaked from Disney to get people interested in it. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah. Will says, is Ahsoka in the EU or just the cartoons? She was introduced and the Clone Wars movie that came out. And then there was several books. There's several books from the Clone Wars era. Here's one of them. Here's one of them right here, Clone Wars Wild Space, where you get a little more details about Ahsoka. And it's actually, although, like I said, the Clone Wars aren't my favorite, this book is kind of interesting because it really delves into the relationship between Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, and Bail Organa, which is kind of cool. So definitely, if you like the Clone Wars, you should definitely try those books, the Clone Wars like tie-in books, because they are expanded universe. And I don't think that those are canon. I think those are legends, even though they're about the TV series, which is officially canon. Even though, it's very clear in episode 3. I won't get into it. I won't trash the Clone Wars. I won't talk about the Clone Wars bad. So many of you like it in chat. So, and it's not that I hate it. Like I said, it's not that I hate it. I just have a couple issues with it.
Lethal has no problem bashing it.
I know.
It's like that noise. But
yeah,
we do love Lethal.
Butterfingers. Hello, Butterfingers. Let's see. Death Watch. Yeah. The Mandalorians and Death Watch and what they did to Jango Fett. 100% agree, Soul Assassin. And I'll just mention it anyway since that came up. One of the biggest issues I had like right away was the fact that Anakin and Dooku fought like immediately in the Clone Wars. When it's very clear, if you watch Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the opening sequence, we talked about the opening scene, basically, or the opening act at least, where Anakin and Obi-Wan face Dooku. Mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan says, we'll go together this time. So I was just about to say that. And then he says, my powers have doubled since the last time we met Count. It's very clear that they had not met since Geonosis. And so to have them fight like so many times in the Clone Wars, I thought was just silly and unnecessary. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really liked the Clone Wars miniseries in 2003. If you haven't checked that out, you should YouTube it.
So Callum actually sent me a link for that last night and has tipped me off. I mean, I was aware of it and I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I'm looking forward to going ahead and giving that some of my attention. So
yeah, it's cool. It's like kind of like Samurai Jack style animation. It's a very good way to think about it. And it's a really great little mini series that connects the dots between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, without Anakin suddenly having a Padawan but not be given the title Master a couple of years later. Yeah. So what do you think? Well, Lando and Wedge, who Wedge Antilles is going to be in Rise of Skywalker. Rose Rance is the one that I saw break that news, which is pretty cool. Rose is on top of it. Will Lando and Wedge get the Disney treatment killed off? I think so. I guess I don't know about Lando. I don't remember in the leaks if it says what happens to Lando or not, but what I kind of think, unfortunately, what Wedge will be there for is for them to use Wedge as a prop to validate another character, to be like, well, he'll just be like, wow, Rey or Poe or insert character here is just the best damn pilot I've ever seen, kind of thing. That's what I think he'll be there for.
Wedge is so much more prominent in the expanded universe than I had ever realized. I don't want to know.
You've just read Heir of the Empire. You haven't even read his books.
He's got this huge role in it. Like he's doing stuff, right? Like he's legitimately involved. He's like in the thick of things, and he's got a character, and so I don't want to know. Come on, guys.
Wait till you read the X-Wing series.
Oh my!
That's what I'll say. Mike Sear is the type of guy that'll make a rumor report of Chewbacca taking his shit in the Millennium Falcon and speculate on the meaning of life. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
People speak of the
I vote to have Ryan Kinel replace Pablo at Lucasfilm. I suspect he knows more about Star Wars history and will probably make less fans hate him. I will say this right now. I think that Pablo Hidalgo knows more about Star Wars than I do. I'm not afraid to admit that, because that dude has worked there for forever and in charge of a lot of stuff. However, I guarantee that I would make less fans hate me than Pablo has. And the way he flipped the script as soon as Disney took over, it was kind of disgusting, to be honest with you, and disappointing.
I don't know. You piss off everybody in the RPG, so I don't know.
Well, that's my character. I'm just playing my character,
I'm playing a character. My character's a dick waffle.
Yeah. And Ixus says, my powers have doubled since the last time we met count last week. Yeah, exactly. Gerard says 2 Clone Wars TV shows. My favorite is 2008. And that's awesome, man. Like I said, so many people have a lot of love for Dave Filoni's Clone Wars and the characters like Ahsoka that we got in there. And that is awesome. And, you know, I don't like to hate on it because there's so many people that like it. So I just have a little different perspective, I suppose, because like I said, I was so heavily into reading what was in the expanded universe, and then things that just didn't make sense to me that you wouldn't even think about if you hadn't read the books. You know, if you just watched the movies, then you wouldn't have the same issues I do with it, which is fine. And so I'm really glad you enjoy it, man. Or yeah, your name's Gerard. So yeah, man. Let's see. I hate to make a confession. I used to subscribe to Mike Zero and thought he had such a Lucasfilm. Maybe he does, but maybe he just makes everything to make more videos. Who knows? EU Wedge was the bomb, 100%. Lando and the Millennium Falcon will fly off in the sunset, a true love story. Well, yeah, he's going to be reunited with the droid that he banged. So yeah, well, that would be a love story.
Do we not? Do we have to do this?
Let's see. Lethal Lightning. I have been spending so much time with Lethal lately. Oh yeah, my server emoji's like, I haven't had time to set them up, Lethal. But yeah, you're right. Why don't you set them up? You're an admin in there. You can do it too. Yeah, if you think they suck so much. But Australian $2, thank you, buddy. I will get on it. I'll get it better tonight. I use the term boomer to insult people who are older than me, like yourself and Drunk 3PO a lot. But you know, I am kind of a boomer myself, to be very honest.
I was gonna say, why don't you just do what Lethal says and get good?
Get good, bro. Yeah. Probably. I'm trying. I'm working on it. I made a server.
As you insult me by calling me a boomer, just get good.
Well, no, I didn't mean anything by it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a question for you. What's your favorite Star Wars starfighter? Mine's the A-Wing. I think that mine would have to be the Chiss Clawcraft, which makes its debut in New Jedi Order. It's a very unique. It's kind of like an X-wing in the fact that it has quad tip S-foils, for lack of a better term, but it's more nimbler. It's less shielded. It's used by the Chiss Ascendancy. Ascendancy. So, what's that?
It's more nimbler.
More nimble.
Do you speak English?
I mean, I do, but I mean, I fumbled my words.
A little bit. Sorry, I'm just poking. I'm still mad over the boomer comment.
This is a great point by Enixis. You fool! I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku. Obi-Wan's response should have been, yes, I know. We've fought on several occasions. Exactly. Things like that, right? Let's see. L337 will blow Lando away in Star Wars 9. I'm not sure what you mean by blow Lando away. That could have many meanings. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan Cortez. Pablo did write the Essential Reader's Companion Guide, which I have somewhere. Can't find it right now, but yeah, Pablo did write a very comprehensive Expanded Universe book. Are you a gamer too, Mary?
Depends on what you mean by gamer. I used to play World of Warcraft for about 5 years. I was the 3rd best geared tank on my server, Paranoldi. So yes, I used to be hardcore into certain games. I killed some Zelda back in the day. I still love to get on and play Ocarina of Time from time to time. I could totally kick your butt in Soul Calibur. I will wipe the floor with you with Talum. But yeah, it just depends on the game. Gaming is a vast thing to be engaged in, and so it just depends on the game. And I'm not a first-person shooter type of girl. When I played Halo, I was a sniper, but that was ages ago at this point, and so it just depends on the game. Yeah. But yes, I suppose you could call me a gamer girl. I will shower when Hyrule is safe.
There you go. And speaking of that, me and Mary may be playing some games soon. If we can both make the time for it and figure out a way to do it with our setups. Because I I love playing Minecraft. So, and I also want to play some Star Wars Old Republic.
No,
So,
you're breaking news like that today.
well, I said maybe. I said maybe. But I would, you might see that in the future. Maybe Minecraft Mondays with Mary Mayhem. That has a nice ring to it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Wiki.
Ryan Bush says Ryan speaks American. Yeah, that's true. John Sally says, Ryan, I'm 47. I read the EU books, seen all the movies in theaters, bought the merch. After seeing episode 8 in theaters, I question that should I see episode 9? That's a question only you can answer. I'll be honest. Personally, I'm not going to pay to see it. I do want to see it, not because I'm invested in the sequel trilogy, but because Star Wars is something that has a ton of meaning to me. If you look behind me, you know that, right? I don't like the sequel trilogy. I hate it, in fact. But I still kind of need to see it. There's no way I'm paying for it, though. I will be using alternate means to get it. I'm not going to tell you to boycott. I'm not going to tell you not to spend your money. But it's a decision that each and every one of us have to kind of make for ourselves. So I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but that's my true feelings about it. I like Dash's YT2400 freighter. Yeah. I really like, if you read Legacy of the Force, the I think it's 5100, a very like experimental design that CEC came out with. I think that's pretty cool. Something weird I noticed about the new stuff from Lucasfilm, why they keep giving Anakin and Luke deep voices in the Clone Wars. What's wrong with soft-spoken Skywalkers? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't really remember the Luke. I don't remember anything with Luke with a deeper voice. But Anakin's a little deeper. That's the voice actor they picked for him. But SWTOR is great. I do love SWTOR. I wish I could play more. I've spent literally probably over $1,000 on SWTOR. I'd have to imagine. I've been a subscriber almost since day one. So however much money that is. Yeah, and I don't even do the yearly subscription. I do like the monthly ones where I pay more. Oh God, I feel like an idiot. I don't even play right now. EU clan in the Old Republic. There's a bunch of EU guilds in the Old Republic or in Star Wars Old Republic. Did you ever play that at all, Mary?
Star Wars Old Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I was far more into KOTOR, but I did play Star Wars the Old Republic as well. But I loved Knights of the Old Republic. That's fantastic. Yeah,
for sure. Trey Courtney says, I'm streaming that shit for free. Yeah, man. I gotcha. Sidoro Legacy. I got SWTOR content on my channel. Check it out if you like that stuff. There you go. Go check out Sidoro Legacy. That's pretty cool. Drunk 3PO and his crew. We're talking about getting back into it. His crew. I wonder who Drunk's crew is. Probably the 5 black guys in a drunk show. If I had to guess. Yeah, absolutely. I've got it. I keep updating it. There's a new expansion coming out soon, so it's pretty cool. Let's see. All right. Well, I think I'm caught up with chat now. So real quick for everybody that just got here, one of the things that this stream was for was kind of to announce some changes and some updates to the channel. So I have a Patreon now. I just made it today. Just went live. I've got a couple patrons already. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. Huge Ass and Thomas Gilkey. I saw you guys in there. I've seen a couple other people saying that basically that they're really interested in it too, which is so cool. Link is in the description below of this channel. And you can check it out. And I also made a Discord. So I've got a Discord up and running. It is going to get better. It's kind of bare bones right now, but the link for that, the invite, is also below in the description. So go check those things out, guys. And, my Patreon, he's going to help me, get my equipment maybe a little more up to date and stuff like that. So I can dedicate, more time to doing this stuff, and it won't take as long. And I won't have to worry about my stream crashing like it almost did the other day because my computer is like 10 years old. But yeah, I appreciate each and every person that's gone and checked that out. That's really cool. Oh, Ryan S is getting out of here. He says he's got to go to dinner. We're about to close out here soon too, but I wanted to get one last thing in for those channel updates. And it's been a ride. You know, I hit 1,900 subscribers this weekend, which is really cool. So
Congrats. Huge.
Yeah. So 2,000 is around the corner, hopefully. So I just got to keep plugging away. Should have a bunch of cool stuff coming out within the next couple days, week or so. I have something on Geeks and Gamers soon. But Mary, why don't you tell us what you're up to right now and what you have coming up?
Oh, well, guys. So I'm actually doing what I always do, which is the same Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday videos that always go out. And then, of course, the Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday streams. Wednesday night being Wednesday Night Mayhem, where we do a panel sort of roundtable discussion on the week's entertainment news and topics, and just kind of get everybody an opportunity to break it down, introduce some of the newer, some of the other channels to you that are in the fandom minutes, give you an opportunity to kind of have your selection of the cream of the crop and those that are around you within this community. And then, of course, on Fridays, I do Shenanigans, which is a comedy variety show, and it could have gone better last Friday. Could have gone better, but it's an adult show, so there tends to be a bit of risque humor involved. And then, of course, on Saturdays I alternate between Marioki, which people are now making fun of me for. I did not come up with that name. It was come up with someone else in the community came up with it, and decided to run with it. And then, of course, D&D, which is failed save, my D&D game every other Saturday. So that's the regular content. You can also catch me over on Midnight's Edge After Dark on Tuesday evenings, where we do toxic femininity. And there are some other things potentially coming down the pipe very soon for me that I'm not necessarily going to speak on right now, but I am looking forward to some potential things in the future. And then, of course, I'm probably going to be updating my Patreon very soon with some new perks for my patrons over on my own Patreon. So some special things that I can do for you guys, and merch. I'm working on merch. So yeah.
That is awesome. Well, actually, I was just speaking about my Patreon, upgrading my equipment, and literally as you were talking, Mary, I completely lost you. I'm pretty sure I froze.
You did.
I thought my computer was about to die. So luckily it stayed up.
I can hold this down all day, every day.
That's true. Mary is the stream queen. That is for sure. But definitely check her out, guys. Mary Mayhem is one of the most wonderful people you'll meet in this community or anywhere. So definitely check her channel out. Let me answer this one question real quick from Quantum. Is there anything Star Wars you wish you expanded upon? Three things. I wish we had got more of Kyle Katarn in the books. I wish we'd got more about standalone Kip Duran stories in the books. And then I wish we could have seen the Rule of Two, after Bane and Zana, how that progresses, how we get from there to Plagueis, I wish we could have seen that stuff.
Are there two other things, if it's okay for me to plug real quick? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So tonight over on Callum's channel, there will be an interview that he did with me last night that will be airing tonight, premiering. And then also over on Honstar's channel, I will be doing an interview with them as well tonight. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better and you want to kind of get a little bit I've agreed to answer some personal questions. My wonderful moderators, Honstar and Mox Rocks, are going to be interviewing me tonight. And I'm just pleased as punch to be able to give them some of my time. And yeah, maybe you can get to know me a little bit better. I've got some stuff I will reveal, some things I do to people. So.
Oh, well, that is quite the cliffhanger there. But yeah, absolutely. Everyone check out Mary. Check out Callum's channel too. Mary's all over YouTube tonight, just like every night, basically. But thank you guys so much for coming. Let me actually refresh my super chat thing if it doesn't kill my stream, to let me make sure that I didn't miss it. Excuse me, to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did not. I'm all caught up. Thanks to everyone for being here. You guys, I'm going to steal something from Lethal Lightning. You all are breathtaking. Absolutely. Every time that I start up a stream, I don't think I'll get anybody watching, and everybody that comes in here is it's amazing and humbling, and I appreciate all of you. So thanks for being here. Thank you, Mary, for being on with me.
It's my pleasure.
And we will talk to you